Hi everyone and welcome to the Fox 56 Sports Show driven by Toyota. We have a great show tonight. Bob I joins us for a story on concussions and what our area coaches and trainers are doing to manage the situation. We head to Holy Redeemer to catch up with the girls soccer team. They have the area's highest returning goal scorer in senior Nicole Kavanaugh. In this week's Get to Know, you'll meet Williamsport quarterback Isaiah Hankins, who's had a great start to the 2016 season. Bucknell University strength coach Jerry Schreck joins us to talk about ACL injuries and prevention. And finally, we'll have performances from both the Hanover area cheerleaders and the Berwick High School marching band. Don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure to hashtag your photos with Fox56 Sports. We'll start tonight with a hot topic in not only high school sports, but all the way up to the NFL. Bob Ide explains how our area coaches and trainers are strongly taking on the issue of safety for athletes when it comes to concussions.
Concussions and their role in high school sports have become a hot topic in recent years. According to the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, 2 in 10 high school athletes who play contact sports, including soccer and lacrosse, will suffer a concussion this year. The number 1 related contact sport for concussions is football, followed by women's soccer. To learn more on what our local high schools are doing, I went to Lakeland High School and talked to head football coach Jeff Wasilchak, who has been around football all of his life. We also spoke to head athletic trainer Diana Butash, who played high school sports. The first thing a parent should know of an athlete playing football is about the helmet.
No helmet is supposed to prevent concussion.
Right.
You know, and the manufacturers will tell you that. They're to prevent skull fractures and head injuries like that. The one you're holding is the Speed Flex, which is it's newer than just the Speed. You know, the interiors are kind of similar. That one's a little more fancy though.
With this discussion on head traumas and concussions, there's a warning right here, and you just mentioned it a little bit. This does not prevent concussions. Does it help with head traumas? Have you seen a change?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't see skull fractures in football. You know, you don't see that type of injury in football because of the technology of the helmet. I think maybe in the other direction, because of the technology of the helmet, people are more likely to use their helmet as a weapon now too, because they know it's a better protective piece of gear. You know, I think good technique, awareness, and management are the keys.
Now, Lakeland, you have about a dozen of these new helmets. What is this right here for?
It's got a little flex pad in it. It flexes with impact, and I'm not sure the physics behind it. You know, that's not my strong suit, but it's I guess to absorb some impact.
And impact is what, you know, really the concern with parents and people that want their kids to play football, like myself. Maybe at some point my son might play football. Is this getting better? You've been in this 20 years. What's the change?
It's light years ahead of what it used to be. You know, back to when I played, they didn't even have inflation ports in them. Now they're inflatable, they fit better, they're built better, there's a bigger standoff between the pads and the shell. They just keep making great leaps and bounds every year. And Erdell isn't the only company out there. There's other companies that are doing great jobs too.
How do you teach now tackling? How do you teach the heads up?
Well, first of all, like you said, heads up. And you never want the head involved in the collision. It kind of seems that everybody's going towards a rugby style tackle, you know, where the head is not involved in the collision. Is there going to be times when the head gets involved? Absolutely. It's just the nature of the beast. But we're teaching to not get the head involved, not put the head across the front like we used to. You know, you never ever want to lead with your head. No. We never want to lead with your face. You have shoulder pads that are great padding. You have hands that are strong. Use all that stuff. Don't use the head. Use the head for thinking.
Before a player ever gets on the field, a baseline test is given by the athletic trainer. If a concussion is suspected, then a protocol goes into effect.
So if a player gets hit during a game, I pull them out of the game, I take their helmet. That's the most important thing because they'll try to grab it and go back in. So I take that away from them, and then I quiz them with, you know, what quarter is it, who are we playing, and then I will go through, do you have a headache, do you have dizziness, do you have sensitivity to light, anything like that. And if they have any of those symptoms, I automatically pull them out of the game. I also have a team physician who works with me on the sidelines and helps me out with that.
What does a person sound like or look like when they have a concussion?
Sometimes their pupils will be 2 different sizes. They could have slurred speech, They kind of just look like they're totally out of it. Normally, I see the athletes enough to know what their normal state is and what isn't so normal for them. I also test balance, so if someone says to me like, no, I don't really have a headache, and then I test their balance and they're kind of wobbly, that's a sign that maybe they're not being so truthful with the head injury.
So they have a concussion. What's next?
I will follow them for about a day. I'll have them come in and see me the next day to reevaluate them. If I think it's very serious, I'll call a concussion doctor and get them checked out, and then he will let me know when to start the return to play program.
The state of Pennsylvania has adopted a Youth Sports Act that was put into place in 2012. One of the most important parts of the document is a concussion management certified training program to be taken by all coaches every season. In addition, a coach must immediately remove any student athlete suspected of a concussion from play. As we said, the second most concussions can be found in women's soccer players. Diana says she had 2 last year at Lakeland.
One was hit with another player going for a header, and the other one was from a header, which I like now in youth soccer. I think it's 10 and under, they do not allow them to head the ball, which I think is a great thing to do because that's how most injuries occur with the concussions in soccer.
If you want to learn more on concussions, go to upmc.com or ask your local coach or athletic trainer.
Coming up next, you'll meet the Holy Redeemer girls soccer team.